Hey everyone! So I've been making these grid trays lately and I wanted to try something different for this week's tutorial video. So typically I make these grid trays out of resin fully, but I wanted to see if I can combine it with some cement and see if I can save resin but also see how it can work with a different medium and how the concept can work with a different medium, whether or not it works. I'm really excited to get started on this and have you join me on this cement resin self-discovery journey. So let's get started. For tools, you'll need some sort of mold, a tray mold. I have this mold from a Tetris game mold that I found online, I think on Amazon. So you can choose to buy it wherever you'd like, but this is where I found mine. And then you'll need cement. I use rockite cement similar to past projects, along with the fast cast resin that I use for past projects as well. I used my E6000 glue to glue the tiles, the resin tiles onto the tray itself, and then I used resin paint for the different colors of the resin. So yeah, these are all the tools. Have fun. So I got started by pouring my cement. Watch my previous videos on how to make a cement candle to get the instructions on how to pour cement and tips and tricks on how to pour that successfully. I would just say though, it is just water with cement powder. You want to get it to a smoothie consistency and then pour it out. Takes about 10 or so minutes for it to cure. I used a kind of silicone squeegee kind of thing to fill out the back and smooth it out. After it cured, I glued my resin frame onto the cement with E6000 glue, then popped out the hexagon tiles and glued them onto the cement itself in order to get the pattern that I want, but also make sure that it stays on when I do pour the resin. I really liked using the E6000 glue for this part because I was able to adjust the glue after I'd put the parts down, as opposed to gluing it with like a hot glue gun or something like that and then trying to adjust it after. It just was too difficult to do that. And then the next step was to pour my resin. I wanted to make it like a pink looking grout. So I poured the white resin in and then put a little bit of red alcohol ink into the mixture and poured it in and let it cure. I tried different colors and different pours because the resin was curing kind of weird. This is where I realized I used old resin and that it's not really going to come out the way I want it to. So I tried to problem solve by pouring some white resin into the bubble spots and make it kind of look like some sort of lava lamp looking design. And you'll see here that it kind of cured not so great, and it kind of came out looking really lumpy. I tried to pop bubbles as they came up, but didn't really solve the issue overall, unfortunately. Okay, so this is how it turned out. Not my favorite design. This is why I hate working with resin. You never know what's gonna happen in the timeline of when the resin is going to be used. Basically what I'm saying is like the biggest thing that I think affected the way that this came out was that the resin was pretty old. It was like old resin I've had hanging out for like a month or so, and the tops weren't super sealed to the containers, so I think they just the resin just oxidized a little bit. And when that happens, what that means is that when you pour, it's gonna like cure really fast. It's just gonna cure like too fast, too furious curing time. And basically what happens is that it bubbles up and it cures very gross, very bubbly, and very not a flat, consistent layers. So in trying to do like different colors and different pours, it just came out pretty sloppy and not very good and not very like presentable. The concept with resin and cement, however, does work, because I did do this second tray here, which is a lot cleaner, and I was able to do the resin rim here in a design that I wanted. I was able to do the resin tiles, the resin like grout, I call it. Clear resin layer over with a little bit of texture, kind of like how I had in mind for the design, and the bottom is completely cement. So it does work. Gus, chill out. The resin does work with the cement, so I'm really excited to try other ones, be better about the materials I'm using, and try different styles and see like how this project can evolve. But for now, I think this process works fine. Again, just be careful with the materials that you're using and plan ahead and make sure that you're not like me and use the last bit of your resin that's oxidized to complete a project. So just a hot tip from my mistake corner that I have here. So yeah, hope you try it out and enjoy this project.